la moda chate. Oh, shanty oh, shanty oh. Purna siya purna madaya, purna miwa washishiate oh, shanty oh.
Right, it's already 6 minutes after 12. I tell you, it's busy time these days, huh? Busy time on radio. We're trying to capture as much as we can. Carnival, other activities and all of that. Even a book launch. We want to give you an update as to what is happening with Alex Bruno, his book launch. Okay, you're listening to DBS Radio. Good afternoon. And we also have the discussion on Facebook as well, so you could view and give your comments. Alex Bruno had a wonderful, discussion with Cecil Joseph and Hartley Adams on Sunday night, and he gave his Laku experience, so that was good. Alex is no stranger to media. In fact, Alex is still a broadcaster. Once a broadcaster, always a broadcaster, right? Alex, how are you doing? You look well. Bonjour. It's been a while. You and I have not had a chit chat on radio.
Yeah,
Remember the days, right?
Yes.
I always bring it up, sometimes. On a Saturday, sometimes we just laugh, and my head would be, under the desk, just laughing. Because after the news, they would say some things that, struck a chord among people, talk about issues and everything. Yeah,
these were some special broadcast moments. I really remember them. I think they were the highlights of my broadcasting career. The little chit-chat that I had with you.
Alex, why? Sometimes we went overboard, maybe.
I think so.
It was good. I mean, after the news, to just sit and talk.
Yeah.
And, just look at some of the stories and just bring on some of the issues as well. Reminisce as well about the good old days. It's always good to talk about, way back, then and what happened.
And it is a very good medium to get information out too, because in America you have the stand-up, in broadcasting.
Alex, we were comedians, man.
Yeah, we were comedians, and comedy is a good way to sell information, and that's what we were doing on a Saturday morning. It was amazingly, hugely popular.
There are people who think that, they have started this thing. Well, and there are a lot of people who have the knack and the talent for this.
Yeah.
But I remember we used to do that for a while, for years,
Many years. And it was just natural, chemistry. And one of the most amazing thing about it is after our little chit-chat.
Oh my goodness, Alex.
We would take a break and we would go to breakfast. You remember?
And sometimes breakfast would come to us.
And so breakfast come to us.
The late Ronald last
Ronald, I miss him.
We got our breakfast.
Not just for the breakfast, but for the love and everything else he gave, So these was really priceless moments, and I really did enjoy them. Do we have any of it recorded?
But it should, yes. I mean, we have it in our archives. So we have to document this. We have to capture this in a special CD and some other places as well as a backup.
Yeah.
Because, these are defining moments in radio.
In broadcasting,
yes, in broadcasting.
Yeah.
When you can take some time to look at issues on the lighter side.
Yeah. And that's the news we were looking at,
the
items in the news, and we'll just break it down.
Yes.
I'm like, wow. No one was offended in any way, politically, socially, anyway. We were just letting it happen.
I mean, call and all of that. But what I'm happy about is that we were not on camera then. Alex, imagine me on camera laughing.
It would not have been good for you. You would have been. You're in stitches.
Alex.
I was.
Yes. I remember that. But how are you doing, Alex?
I am great. I'm feeling good.
You look fine.
Yeah, I feel well. I was. Thank you so much.
That's nice. That's really good.
Here.
Busy time for you.
Yes, a little busy. We had the Kaiser Hall of Fame. 2 nights ago. Was it last night?
Night before
last night. You were there. I was. You were in your splendidly dressed.
Well, I came late with Alex because I was on air. So from air, 5 past 6, I had to run to the Fortune Hotel. I was supposed to receive the award, but luckily Cecil was there.
Cecil was there.
Yes.
Yeah. So that I was happy to see you there.
Yeah, it was well executed.
Yeah, and it was very well attended as well. Mammoth crowd. Hey, Bello.
Hey, Bello, come
hello, Bello.
Bello, come on camera,
Bello,
of course. Let's see this.
Nice.
Thank you. Lovely.
Yeah, man. Original Bello.
She looks queenly, right, Alex? She looks queenly.
Look at Bello. Not 1 inch. I mean, you look younger, Bello.
Thank you, Alex.
Oh, boy. Lynthia Bello. Thank you.
That's my girl.
I used to call her the fresh Lynthia Bello. Yeah, from the Soufriere Scottshead community. Actually, I was there yesterday. I spent some time down there, in Soufriere
Lovely
Scottshead.
community, yeah.
Yeah.
And who's coming to see you again, Alex?
All my girlfriends at DBS and you're afraid to come on the camera. Come and get your kiss.
All right. But that's good. You know, when you come back to that family setting, it's always there.
Yeah, I feel the love. I really honestly feel the love at DBS, from Cecil in particular on Sunday.
Yes, nice vibes.
Because, you know, Cecil and I had a little, fight. Yeah, but who doesn't have fight with Cecil sometimes?
Yeah, goodness.
You know, it's all part of life.
But at the end of the day, we have to, come together, man, and do things together. Indeed. There's so much we can do if we just bounce ideas and come together.
Work together, yeah. And I pledge to do that with you, with Cecil, anybody and everybody, in particular the national broadcasters, because I know the value of the EBS. I know the value of what we do. And I say we because I still believe I am a national broadcaster. So if there's anything I can do, let me know, man. I'm here to.
Alex, you can host a show from where you are, you know.
Let me know, man. I'm ready.
You can do things remotely.
And let me know.
And it will work well. And you have that joie de vivre. You have that excitement for radio. That's what I like.
Thank you.
You know, there's something about a broadcaster who has an excitement in him or her.
And it is not something that you can learn. It is a natural thing.
It's natural. You cannot give what you do not have.
No.
So when you have it, you have it.
And a number of people would have influenced me, you know. Raymond Lawrence comes to mind, you know. Raymond Lawrence was here, and he's an amazing guy, and he was one of the, in fact, I replaced him at DBS, you know, with the Saturday morning show. It was the AC happening before.
Artistic and cultural happenings.
Yeah, and Dennis put me in that show, says, look, Raymond has been doing this for how many years? You continue from where Raymond left out. But I do not want the AC happening. I wanted something different. So I created a different kind of morning show, which brought in the...
But you had the money, Maui, Alex?
Oh, yeah, man. Saturday morning was our time. You know, we brought in Mr. Farmer, we brought in the Diaspora Link with Paben. You continue it, I was. Connecting the dots.
Of course.
With brother Nigel Francis. So the legacy goes way back in terms of the work that we would have done. And, just let me know what you want me to do. I'll do it, Mrs.
Well, radio is still very relevant, Alex.
The most amazing media form, I think, is radio.
Even with the advancements in technology, radio, continues to maintain its spot.
Oh, yeah. You see,
and broadens its scope as well.
Yeah, radio gives you something that nothing else gives. Radio is voice, right? I mean, we have little TV now. We can put ourselves on camera. But essentially, radio is voice. And you use your voice to create moments, to create events, to bring people to the place, to the spot. And that's what you do well. That's what I do well. That's what others do well, who do radio well. So it is the voice. It is set in the moment. And you can do more with radio than you can do with TV. Man. Because you can create a dynamic situation that you can't catch on camera.
You cannot catch on camera.
So that is what radio
is.
The eyes
and the ears and everything when you're on radio.
Yeah, man.
Radio provides a wonderful opportunity. I mean, yes, with advancements in technology, a lot has happened. But let me tell you something. There's something about the good old days when you had to splice tape and,
wind back the cassettes. Don't get me started there.
And that's not what we here to discuss. But
I don't mind talking about that too. I don't mind,
Alex. But sadly, though, sometimes, practitioners, they forget the methodology. And they embrace the technology so much that they forget the methodology. But that methodology is still very important.
Very important. Because hadn't we gone through the process of creating work like splicing tape, erasing a cassette and recording again, and cutting out a broken...
go into the countryside with your Revox machine.
Exactly.
So you're recording, so you spend an hour or more in the farm, and then you realize when you come to put this down, something is wrong, Alex. Yeah. Those are the glory days. Those are the glory days of radio.
So you have to be sure that you got it, because sometimes, when you leave the field, you miss the moment. I remember that.
And we learned how to go, from start to end, not create shortcuts. You just have to do what you have to do. And, when you're doing a documentary in particular, you have to have everyhin, your song there.
Everything ready to go. And produce an ad.
Oh,
you could not start and stop. And, you run the ad, this music, then when you have to start speaking, when you have to start your recording, when you have to end. Everything is done in So now you can create an ad in different pieces. Back in the day, it had to be in real time.
Yeah.
And then you get that on your reel to reel. You put that in on a track. What do you call it again? The square thing.
The which one?
The box there.
Oh gosh. Alex, it's not coming. But I know.
The cartridge. The cartridge, yes. And then you have to rewind the cartridge for you to get that right, to play it again, So this is how we learn broadcasting.
Yeah. The rudiments of broadcasting back then, it was so much better than now. But anyway,
I think so.
Yeah, it was better. You had to learn the hard way.
you learn the
to.
mechanics of what goes
Yeah,
on
man.
behind the production.
Oh, yes.
So
Oh,
now
yes.
we know a produced work is produced, but we knew it from the methodology,
course.
as you said,
Of
from
course,
inception. Yeah.
Of course, from inception. Yeah, we had to do the work, man, and sometimes all 12 o'clock in the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, you're there working on the production.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy. Anyway, we can go on and talk about radio, but Alex, I mean, you are doing so much wonderful work.
Thank you.
How busy are you?
Very.
Professor Alex.
Yes, thank
Professor, how busy are you?
Very, 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 and very, very, very is an understatement. I keep busy because the professorship comes with awesome responsibilities. You have hundreds of students every semester to look out for, and to make sure that you do your work. And then I do other things as well. Hall of Fame. I'm writing. I'm writing a series of books. Actually, I write in calypsos. I'm very much involved in the calypso in the culture. As you would have known, I worked with Trilogy.
Yeah, man.
I also assisted this hit maker, the Country Brooks.
Oh yes,
that would have been,
yes.
Essentially my composition,
Should be
and other people got involved as well in the process. I am helping a queen. I'm helping out Miss Teen. So I'm helping quite a few. I'm doing everything that I can do to remain connected with the culture and with the people.
You still have that laddie why, right?
I've never given up. I've been doing things. I don't always claim and take credit.
Yeah, a lot of things we do, behind the scenes.
Yeah, but I hardly ever do. But as you ask, I just brought something up to let you know I'm current.
Yeah.
I may not live here permanently, but I'm here permanently because of my connections with the people. And as I've been here for a week, and I've been going around doing some work on the ground, knowing what people think and stuff like that. So your partner is in touch.
That's good.
I am here. I'm grounded.
I'm so happy to see you. To just sit here with you, for me, is an honor and a privilege.
Yeah,
and I'm just saying this. I mean this.
Thank you.
So that is so true. Alex, so this Hall of Fame Awards ceremony took place on Tuesday. Let's just go through it quickly. What necessitated the move to have such, an activity?
So in 2008, while I was serving as an executive member of the Dominica Calypso Association, I realized we had been doing a fantastic job to host shows and events, but we didn't really document the hosting of stuff very well. And certainly the Calypsonians who had been doing so well, we had no archive, no record of them, of their life, their story, no intellectual work to go to reference. So I decided to create this thing called the Hall of Fame, Kaiso Hall of Fame, and Edgar Hunter was immediately willing to assist. Patrick Pemberton and Ozzy Lewis gave ideas and guidance. And that was the first induction ceremony. Spark, Idol, and the original guys, Hurricane, they were the first group of inductees. And these inductees at the inner chamber recommended a new set of inductees. So it is not Alex Bruno or the University of the West Indies or DBS or any other institution honoring the Calypsonians. It is Calypso itself. So we have had 4 inductions thus far. We had the 5th one a couple of days ago, and DBS Radio was recommended to be inducted the last time around, and DBS made the top 6.
Wow.
And DBS was called this time.
There's something about cultural preservation, documentation, and things like that works well for a nation.
Oh yes,
and especially a nation that has a rich cultural heritage like ours.
Indeed.
So I'm very happy that you took on that assignment and continued with it,
From 2008, and we have had at least 20 people inducted, and we have 20 citations.
And Alex, you're in it. That's what I like, because you're in all of this. You know about this thing. You're not just doing this because you feel like you have lived this thing.
Oh yeah, man, that's my
Even
life.
on the radio, remember when the late Spider would come for some of his songs, and some of the other Calypsonians like Lily and Liberates and all of them would come to us.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Wow.
Come and bring their songs and release it for us and talk about it.
Yeah,
man. Yes. I mean, I do not know how guys release calypsos now, but when we released calypsos back in the day, it was a psychological, a philosophical kind of a thing where we get into the song. Why was the song written?
Yes.
Understand the song.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess it is just songs that was released now. But nowadays, we treated the song as if it were a work of art, because that's what calypso is.
Yeah, and the beauty about this thing as well, being in radio, we had the opportunity to go with the reels and listen back, so you could hear the past commentators like the late Patrick John, former Prime Minister, Urban Harrigan, even Alvin Knight used to do commentary. So all of that we have documented as well.
And we would pattern our kind of attitude based on how they think. Steinberg Henry too, not quite calypso, but Kaiser to an extent, but more
outside broadcast and
outside
things
broadcast,
like that.
Queen shows and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So these people set the benchmark for us to follow, and I would have hoped that what we would have done is recorded, and others would learn from it as well. Because I mean, this is my second interview on DBS in about a decade.
Oh yeah, all that now, Alex. But I've been trying to get you for
almost a
the dots
decade. Yeah,
I know you were very busy and maybe you had other reasons, but Alex, I hope when I make the offer very soon, you'll oblige.
Yeah, you've made the offer several times.
We still have to do some things on radio together, you know, Alex.
You've made the offer several times.
We still have to do some things on radio together. We need to have a program together. So some of the things that we can look at. But I'm very happy that Alex, you decided to do this, to embark on this venture, of course, with a team. But that's good. That's good.
Yeah, you have to live. You have to. It's legacy. You know, not just mine, but a legacy for our country. We have to document those moments. And one of the things I learned from higher education, especially trying to research Dominica, is almost impossible. Dominica is almost non-existent when it comes to scholarly work. We have wonderful writers who do books and novels and stuff like that. But when it comes to scholarly reference work, there's hardly anything. And I felt, boy, I have to do something about that. That's why I am adamant to write. That's my interest. I have no other interest. People, munka di mweli atuya politics. That's not my. I may say certain things about it.
Writing, that's your passion.
Yeah, writing. I just want to put stuff down. I have at least 6 books lined up, Ivos, for production. And I hope, God willing, over the next decade, I do at least 20, 30
Alex,
books.
you are really busy.
That is, man.
I know you have reached out to me to see how I can assist, but Alex, I myself, I've been busy as well. And I'm very sad that I had to sort of not really turn you down, but Alex, it's a lot. It's a lot. Even outside of radio, there's another life that's really busy.
I know, man. But, I know.
Wow.
I know it was.
So you would have done a lot of interviews as well, because you're not just a broadcaster on air, would have a show, but you did news, you cover events, sports as well. Yes, sports as well. So you're really involved in
the community. Yeah.
So you would have spoken to people like Dame Eugenia, the late Dame Eugenia Charles, Patrick John, and so many other people, Alex.
Oh yes. So I interviewed the Dame. I had a full-length interview many other people too. I think I also interviewed Derek Walcott. Alwyn Booley gave me the great honor to do so when Walcott came here for a literary festival. Yeah. And I have that recording still, so that was a priceless one. And Dame Eugenia to me was the strongest I did. Because I got her in 1999.
And she wasn't easy, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I
remember when I just came to Radio, Alex. I was on the news desk, and I think I called her for an interview. So I was this shy little girl back then, and she wasn't pleased that we were asking her that question.
Oh, yeah.
And she sort of let me have it on the phone. But then, I was in a kind of a milieu at that time that strengthened my resolve to just stay on the line and all of that. But it just goes to show who she was.
She's not easy. I had her face-to-face. Imposing. I walked up that step to her house and I was shaking like a leaf.
She was
she was just so intimidating.
She was.
But once I got and sat with her,
and you get to know her as well.
I got to know her. She's like a dog.
Yes.
So she has a persona that is frightening, but Dame Eugenia was
content, but when you get to know her,
soft when she let you in.
Yes.
So she let me in that day. She made me comfortable. She saw I was nervous. And a little smile, a little jig, and
this little boy from Calabishi, he's marking broadcasting in other areas.
Yeah, man.
Here he is with the Prime Minister,
almost
the Iron Lady.
2 years after I started, because I started in 1996 at DBS, and we did that in 1999. So 2 years and something. Young, rough, not properly prepared, and the Prime Minister is allowing me an interview for 100 great Dominicans. So I went in there, and we started to speak. And then I started getting comfortable, and we did a 2-hour interview.
Well, Alex, I should say that I'm just remembering. I can remember once when we had the news desk where we now have the area where people come to pay for announcements and deaf announcements. So we had this huge glass there, close to a door.
Yeah.
And Dame Eugenia came in and she just went through the glass. Straight through the glass.
Oh, my word.
Yeah. And then maybe about a few weeks after, Rosie Douglas did the same thing. Straight through the glass. Yeah. Anyway, I just remember
that
this as you're talking.
Else.
And that's why it's good to document things like that.
Yes.
It's always good to.
So we spent I think that was the last full-length interview Dame Eugenia gave. And at the end of the interview, she told me that I could not air the interview. The intention was to air it on our 100 Great Dominicans. And the Dame said, I do not want my information aired on the same program, which is honoring Patrick John. She was very adamant about that. When I told Sherman back then, Sherman said, well, if she says so, we cannot go against her wishes.
Let's honor it.
So I said, what do I do? Sherman said, well, it's wasted. I said, really? So I held on to the cassettes for 20, how many years now?
Oh my goodness. It's a lot, Alex.
20 something.
Do the math, because my math is not mathing.
Somebody will tell you from 1999 to now. So I decided to do something of it. I had a discussion with Cecil, the manager, and other people. And the book is out. We actually transcribed the interview into a book. Every word she said with no editing. So the book that I have done on her, based on the interview, is called Dame Eugenia Unedited. So every is written.
My goodness. And Alex, I know to transcribe this into text is, wow, it's a big task.
Almost 10 years.
Because sometimes the nuances of our local dialect comes up as well. But you are transcribing, so you have to put everything.
Everything.
Because it's unedited.
Almost 10 years I was
wow.
doing this work. So everything that is written in the book is what was said.
Can you imagine AI trying to interpret what was being said, Alex? And you know, sometimes you should have a sweet mouth or a rude mouth, you would say in colloquial terms. So can you imagine that?
And they would not get the giggle, because certain times she would say certain things if a giggle.
Yeah.
So in the transcribing, I must say it, she giggled. Or a smirk. So people know you take them into that room that I was in with her. So that's what they're going to get in this book.
Wow.
And it's in different formats, you know. I'm excited about it.
Yes, I have the book, and I am excited as well, just to hold it, just to hold a copy of it.
I'm excited about it. Yes, so it's the first in a series of books that I'm actually going to be doing. But she's worth the open bat position because of her work in politics.
Wow. Yeah. So you're going to have the official launch of this book tomorrow? Tomorrow
afternoon at 3:00 at UE, God willing. It was carded for yesterday,
yeah.
But we couldn't have, to be honest, because I really like to be truthful with my people. I was hoping that the materials would have been here, the books would have been here. They hadn't been here, but the chances are they're going to be here tonight, first thing in the morning, hopefully. And when I leave here, I'm going to make sure that everything is okay, and we will have the books in time for the presentation of the work. And
you'll be signing a lot of books as well, or?
I hope so. I hope people, purchase a copy.
Yeah,
they would like to, and get a piece of history.
Would you put it on the internet after on Amazon or?
Oh, the book is already on Amazon. Folks could go now on Amazon and purchase the book.
Okay, great.
Audio. There's an audio where the narrative is done by Tanya in terms of the interview is voiced, but everything, the forward, the introduction, my analysis and everything, Tanya read that, and Tanya did an amazing.
Oh yes, Tanya is good on pronunciation and enunciation, articulation. So yeah, she has this on point.
So for the audio book, you're going to hear a lot of Tanya. And I thank Tanya for this. When I go to the tri-state area, I'm going to pay special homage to her, because as part of the promotion of the book, I'm going to do a book tour, and New York, New Jersey is my second stop. That's somewhere in March. So Tanya is going
You like to give people flowers, Alex.
Oh yeah, man.
I remember once someone sent me something that Alex had written and sent on Facebook, and I was like, my goodness. And it's about me. But not only about me, you have done so many, like you have captured people's lives. Sometimes they're in short, paragraphs.
It's a short.
But it just goes to show that you always give people flowers. And that's very good about you. Maybe it keeps you young. Probably that's what keeps you young.
Yeah, probably.
And sometimes people have to see that side of you. You are one who always quick to commend people and hold them up.
I think it's the only way.
And I'm not just saying this because you and I are talking.
No, I think thank you, Ivors, but I think it's the only way, especially people who have been good to you, and even if they are not good to you as well, you have to highlight people's work. You have to give people their credit, and not just credit, but say nice things about people. I cannot not say nice things about people. Why would I say a bad thing about anybody? And there's good thing to be said. So even if you are a bad person, there must be something good that can be said about that person. I wrote one for my dear friend Tony. I mean, lovingly, honestly, and again, some people.
Which Tony?
Tony Asafan.
Okay.
Because I remember Tony back in the day.
Okay.
When I got myself almost in legal trouble, and Tony said no. I remember. I'll tell you that very quickly. We had the Mighty Sparrow here. He was performing at Arawak for Val Coffee and myself.
I did an interview with him on radio.
Right, Val Coffee and myself. BC Promotion who hosted Mighty Sparrow, and Sparrow's manager, little short guy from Trinidad or Guyana, forgot his name. He demanded that he wants the entire pay before the show. So he says, show stop. Sparrow is not going to go on. So we called Tony Astafan, our lawyer, At that time, what law that now? We couldn't afford Tony. So Tony came into the room and Tony said, what's the problem here? We said, well, the man is not putting Sparrow on the stage because he said that we have to pay him the $20,000 up front. We don't have that money. We didn't get receipt to get the money. So Tony picked up the phone. At that time was of those big flip phones. And Tony picked up the phone. Yeah. And Tony's on the call. Yes, Madam Prime Minister. Yeah, well, I'm here with Alec and Val. And yeah, the promoter is saying that the show, Sparrow won't go on the show. And I know you're coming, Madam Prime Minister. So I'm not too sure whether you should come. So he's talking to the Prime Minister, not talking to her, So he kind of made a dummy call. By the time he came back to the room, the man said, you know what, something, Sparrow will go on. You guys will pay me after. So I remember Tony for that. If he did call, it was a good call. If he didn't call, it was a nice prank call that he made on our behalf. I think he actually did call the Prime Minister. I believe he did. But he saved the day for us because we would have had to get the money before Sparrow goes on. We didn't have $20,000.
You have to wait for your gate receipts.
So I remember Tony then, and I thank him for that. And one time again, Tony met us in Antigua on our way to St. Kitts to do a play. And Tony gave my cast and crew a few $100. He says, look, have lunch. I cannot forget a man like that and give him his praises and thank him every day.
So you praise people, yeah.
Yeah, because he gave Rashid and Gachette and their money to eat. And I'm thankful for that. So I wrote a little thank you for him and a little big up in terms of the things that he would have done for me as well. So anybody who has done anything for me and with me, or anybody I observe doing something, I will do something to promote you. That's my life.
Remember the days before Dinah? Fufios?
Yes.
You gave her that name.
I gave her the name Fufios, yeah. And she calls me Double A. Everywhere she meets me, it's Double A. And I hadn't said anything about Fadina.
Are you beginning to get sad, Alex? I see that smile disappearing somewhat.
Yeah, I didn't plan to be confronted with that. But Fadina, Fadina is...
Yeah. So the book will be launched tomorrow, and I really hope that people will get a hold of a copy of this.
Hope so.
Yes, and document it as well. Eh? So keep it somewhere,
Hope so.
in an area, because we have to do these things for posterity. When you have, I like books on ebooks. I love ebooks. I love to read, but there's something about turning the pages of a book. Alex. Actually, holding a book in your hand, you can turn the pages and flip it over and put maybe a 5 cents in it, so you can, if you haven't got a bookmark or something like that.
In fact, I took off the stuff that was in the book that you have because I always have things in a book somewhere to mark places, special
Alex.
places. Yes. So a physical book is always good. Get a physical copy of it. I will be working with JAs and any other book retail stores so that we have those books. But it is certainly available on e-copy, on hardcover, paperback, all the versions. And anybody could go to Amazon right now and get a copy of this book. If you get the e-copy, you can read right away. If you get the audio copy, you could read right away. So just get it and just continue, keep the legacy going. Yeah.
So Alex, just now you board a plane again and you go back to your business.
Yeah,
it's not like when you could just stay for Carnival. You have much more to do now.
Yeah, it would be a luxury if I were able to stay for the entire Carnival season. I just really, really don't. My life has changed a little bit, more responsibilities, and I have some things to do. I have a lot of traveling to do, and responsibilities to take care of stuff. But I'm here for now and I'm enjoying it. I really am having fun on the island, and I'll keep coming. I'll keep being here. My partner asked me whether I'm back for good. I say, well, is there anything called for good? I am back. I've never left. I don't think I've ever left Dominica.
Sometimes normally, like people tell you when they come from overseas and they come, first thing people ask, when you going back?
I don't like that. I don't like that. Especially in my village, Kalibishi. When you going back? Why you tell me when I'm going back for? I'm here.
I think it just
tell me I'm happy. But it's a habit.
Yeah, it's a habit.
I don't think they mean anything by it.
Wow.
I'm here. I just feel as if even if I don't physically reside here permanently, that I still reside here because I am so connected.
And that technology has made us even closer. So sometimes we are even more connected if we are miles apart than if we are close to somebody here. Physical, like we can touch the person. But sometimes that distance.
That is so true. The people that I work with in Dominica and help, I do more when I'm not here. Now that I'm here, a lot of people in Dominica are missing me. And I'm in Dominica. So I'm able to help better and more by not being here than being here.
Man, Alex, I wish I could stay on long with you.
Really? Well, it's
Look
okay.
at the time. I mean, we have so many ads to go, and you know around that time in particular.
crazy
12
time.
to 1 is just crazy. Really,
I
really
understand.
crazy.
I wish it was
But
nice.
Alex, you have to
man.
make some time, man, to come on radio and this talk.
Yeah,
I have a
man.
nice connection with Nigel Francis, I must say. We run a good show.
Yeah, Nigel stole you from me.
Yes,
That's okay.
yeah.
Nigel is my brother all the same, you
Yeah,
know.
man.
And you
Get
guys
the
do an
vibes
amazing
going.
job. You know,
Yeah.
you keep the vibes flowing. You have more time. I wish
Yeah, we had
when
more
we
time.
were on, we had
Yeah,
that time.
We had that time.
Yeah.
Basically, we
Show me
got
this
letters
comment,
already.
sir.
Alex, you got letters, man.
Letters like
Alex. My goodness.
And you
because
got a-
people were calling who were laughing. And sometimes, we just,
She was
my
laughing too, you know, but she was